How to get a gun in South Africa? That seems to be the burning question at the moment, and one that seems to be often shrouded in a bit of mystery. So today I'm basically going to pull back the curtain and show you the hard facts. It's actually a lot easier than one might think. There's a lot of old wives' tales floating out around there. We're going to be dispelling some of these in a little bit of a later video, but right now let's get down to the brass tacks of getting the gun in South Africa. Basically, it's a three-step process. Step number 1 is proficiency, step number 2 is competency, and finally step number 3 is the firearm licensing itself. So let's have a look at proficiency. This is the absolute first step that you need to get the ball rolling. You need to first of all decide what types of firearm licenses you would like to get. You can choose between handgun, shotgun rifle, and semi-automatic rifle. There's also a mandatory legal test that you need to complete that focuses on the Firearms Control Act, which is the legislation that governs firearms in South Africa. It's a really cool manual, really fun to work through, and it's going to show you all of the nitty-gritty about like when to shoot, when not to shoot, the limitations on ammunition on the different sections, how to store your firearm safely and correctly, as well as a whole bunch of other cool stuff. Then you need to decide what actual modules you want in terms of the firearm itself. So let's say you decide to go with handgun first. It's going to be all about the safe handle and use of that specific weapons platform. So the 7 fundamentals of shooting, how to clean your firearm correctly, how to store it, how to maintain it, and all of that. You can also go for a combination manual, which is all of those weapons platforms in one. So now you've got a lot less writing. You also save yourself a couple of bucks. You take these manuals home, and there's an open book test in each one. It's very user friendly. It literally shows you where to go and find the answers, and it's a jolt to fill in. Actually, I really enjoyed it when I did mine. So once you have completed those open book tests, you let us know and you decide what class day suits you best. We currently run between 2 to 3 classes every single week, usually on a Tuesday, a Thursday, and some Saturdays, although this can vary. So just check with the guys when you actually make your booking. The process is super seamless. So how that works is you arrive at the class. There's usually no more than about 6 students in our class, because we like to keep it one-on-one. We almost like the private school of firearm training. We don't want to throw you into a class of 30 to 40 people where you can't ask your questions. You kind of sit like this and you write, you pass or you fail. That's not how we do it at all. We want you to ask all of the questions that you need to make sure that when we give you your proficiency certificates, you actually know what is going on. So like I said, you rock up to class, and you are going to start the day with a nice workshop where you are going to have a look at some presentations. You're going to get to ask all of the questions that you might have. After that, we jump into a test where we obviously do the theoretical exam. That's going to be your closed book version, and this is a summarized version of what you would have completed in your open book test at home. There's a short break. We are right here by Somerset Mall, so there's whatever you want for lunch, it's available. We then jump into the shooting range session, which is some practical training as well as a practical exam. That is all completed on one day's training because we have such small classes. And you will find out on the day pretty much if you've passed or not. We pride ourselves in a pretty high pass rate because of the way that we run our classes in such small formats. So after this, it takes us between 1 and 2 weeks to process your portfolio, make sure that all of the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. We will then issue with your proficiency certificates. At this point, step number 1 is done and dusted. Now it's time for step number 2, which is your competency. This is technically something that you can do yourself, just as you can service your own vehicle and you can go defend yourself in court. There are easier ways to do it. That's where we come in. So we can prepare all of your paperwork that you need to submit to the police in terms of your competency application. The process for this is incredibly simple. All you need to do is fill in a basic mandate form, send it back to us. We will then use this information to compile your complete application. This is going to be your SAPS forms filled in. We consult with you to make sure that all of your attachments are correct. You also get to ask any questions that you might have about the process. We draft you a detailed cover letter. We print everything for you. We compile it and we give it to you in an envelope. And that naturally comes with our money back guarantee. You take this envelope into the police and they will process it for you. This is where the little bit of a wait comes in. According to the Firearms Control Act, the police have got 90 days to process your application. Sometimes that can be a little bit longer, sometimes that can be a little bit quicker. There's unfortunately no real science behind the police at the moment. So it's kind of like it does that. It's up and down, up and down. I've been working in the industry for about 14 years, and since day one I've seen this. It takes, the guys get applications through super quick, then it takes a bit longer. Then it's super quick, then it takes a bit longer. But there's no better time to apply for your competency or a license than today. Once your competency is approved by SAPS, it's now time to purchase your firearm. So we recommend that you contact our partners at Gunnery Arms and Ammo for some of the best deals and certainly the best advice when it comes to choosing the correct firearms for you, whether it's a handgun for self-defense or an AR-15 for dedicated sport shooting. The guys here have got you covered. Now it's time for the third and final step, which is the licensing of your firearm. This is where we really shine. We will once again consult with you as to what section you should license your firearm under, what your options are, what the pros and the cons and the benefits might be between the different sections, 13, 15, 16, what does this mean? We'll do a dedicated video for that at some other point. We will consult with you. We make sure that all of your attachments are correct. We draft you a detailed legal motivation, usually between about 40 to 70 pages, which takes into account all of the reasons that you need the specific firearm for. We block the police on every single one of the reasons that they have to refuse your firearm license. And for this reason, once again, we offer that money back guarantee. We print everything for you, professionally compile it, and give you another envelope, usually about that thick, that you will take into the police. Another 2, 3, 4 month wait, depending on which part of the cycle the cops are on at that point. You will then be issued with a license. Currently, the police are actually issuing temporary permits, which are valid licenses, so there's no need to wait for your card. You can go straight back to the gun shop, hopefully gunnery, and you can take possession of your gun. And just like that, you are now a lawfully armed firearm owner. Alright, so if you have absolutely any questions about this, or you'd like to bounce some of these old wives' tales off of us, guys, please reach out. We are more than happy to assist. We actually service the entire country with steps number 2 and 3. The only thing that you need to do is do some firearm training locally to you. We have got hundreds of clients all over South Africa, in all of the different provinces that we handle their competency applications, competency renewals, further competencies, new firearm licenses, firearm license renewals. If your license has expired, we can help you out. If you would like to inherit a firearm from a deceased relative, or even if you found a shotgun in your great-grandfather's farmhouse roof from 200 years ago, chances are pretty good that we can license that for you. Once again, all of our licenses come with a money-back guarantee. So if we say that we can help you, we put our name behind that. So there's absolutely no risk on you. You either get your license or you get your money back. It is really as simple as that. I hope that you've enjoyed the video. If you have some friends that might benefit from it, please consider sharing it. This type of content obviously is not some of the more mainstream platforms' favorites to share. So if you do share it, you'll be doing the greater South Africa a big service by spreading this type of information. And guys, that is the video. Step 1, step 2, step 3, get it done. Guys, we exist as a company to put as many guns into civilian hands as possible. And part of this mission is, in the year 2026, we want to get to 100,000 YouTube subscribers. And that is not going to happen unless you like and subscribe right now and share this with a couple of friends. That's the only way that this good message is going to get out there. It's the only way that we are going to beat the globalist elite and hopefully save the ordinary South African. So please like, subscribe, and most importantly share. That's how we get the information out there.